Rafael Figueroa. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Please do correct me if I'm not. Tell us about
You are
yourself.
doing it. Hi, Antoine. Look, I'm the co-founder of Oleu Life. Oleu Life is an aromatherapy and skincare brand. We started with my partner, Maite, here in Sydney, and we have been running the business for the last 3 years. So it has been an amazing journey, and here we are growing. There are difficult times, but we're still there, and we're seeing a shiny future for us.
Fantastic. And look, I've worked for about a decade with young professionals and startups and business developers. And, you know, there's a school of thought that says entrepreneurial ability is a must-have skill for 2021. What's your opinion on that?
Wow, I totally agree. The ability to reinvent yourself and be able to be creative. It's something that is needed in a professional, I think. Even if you work in a corporation, you need to be able to be flexible, be able to absorb new knowledge and new technologies, because it's the only way to survive in this very changing environment.
Yeah, look, COVID has changed everything. Remote working, Zoom conference calls, heightened importance for written communication. So just to roll back time a little bit, we met about 5 years ago. You came to Australia to further your studies. You already had a good academic background in Chile. You had some strong work experience in Chile. Talk to us a little bit about your journey as a non-native English speaker, culturally diverse young professional. How was that transition, and particularly in terms of communication skills?
Yeah. Look, I have to say first that it's kind of a challenge. I started my journey living for a few months in Tokyo, in Japan, and for example, there the barrier created by the language, it's huge. It's huge because like Japanese is something that, wow, it's completely different to Spanish. That is my native tongue. But when I arrived here in Australia, English is way easier for me. I had like more experience and formation in high school, in school and university. So it was easier for me to like get the language. But performing when you are speaking, it's the next level. So I believe at that time that I was able to communicate fluently in English. But when I arrived, I noticed that, wow, I wasn't able. I needed some like field experience, like submerge myself in the way in how Australians communicate and improve my language if I want to progress on my career, because language is key for that. Yeah, if you are not able to communicate in a very concise way, it doesn't matter the idea that you have, because look, if not every business needs to fit in a market, and that means a network of customers, a network of clients, a network of investors. So when you are an entrepreneur, it's key to be able to communicate even with simple plain English. You don't have to be like an expert, but you need to be able to be clear and able to communicate the key concepts and ideas in a clear way, so your beautiful idea or your like very profitable business, it's going to flourish in this different and new market.
And you know, as Steve Jobs used to say, the height of sophistication is simplicity. But obviously, like we're learning from the Olympic Games, you know, when they demonstrate something that's so challenging and demanding, but it looks easy when a superstar does it. Obviously, you need great language skills to produce something concise and impactful. Could you tell us a little bit about that from your perspective, the difference between good and great in terms of communication skills in writing and speaking? What's your experience?
Yeah, for example, Oleu Life, it's aromatherapy and skincare online retail. We started doing markets at the very beginning, and we have been transitioning from that original experience to 100% online platform. So imagine we sell essential oils. How you communicate aromas just using words and images. You need to have language to communicate emotions and transmit like different like feelings and senses. So regarding your question, it's key to be able to communicate, especially in the written space, because each of our products descriptions need to be able to communicate an aroma that is not going to be present when the customer is making the purchase. So if you have the right words, you can convince, and that capability is the capability that is going to enable you to continue running your business, because at the end of the day, language is the key to complete sales.
That's right. And you don't have many opportunities to make a first impression, obviously just one. What makes a great content writer or copywriter? Content being focused on information or education, copywriting being focused on persuasion and influence in terms of lead generation and sales. What makes a good one in your mind?
Wow. For example, in our team, we have a copywriter. She works from Netherlands. She's a very capable professional. She's a sociologist by formation. And the difference between good and excellent, it's hard to say, because you need to have different skills. You need to be able to do enough research about the topic that you're writing for. You also need to find the right keywords. That's super important, because when you use search engines, everything passes through a search engine nowadays on the internet. The way in how this content ranks on Google when you are searching for content, it depends mostly on the keywords that you use. So the ability to research the topic, the ability to research the keywords, and at the end of the day, create a story that engage customers. I think that is an excellent copywriter. If you are able to get those three skills together, wow.
Yeah, and it's quite a unique.
It's hard.
It's quite a unique proposition, and it's time consuming. So, what would you say to a young startup or a business developer who wants to expand their market, drive traffic to their website, raise brand awareness, but they think maybe I can do this in-house, maybe it's a DIY job, maybe our own staff should develop content writing skills themselves. Maybe it's an expense that's too much for vulnerable young businesses. What's your view on that?
I would say it's not expense, it's an investment. So when you write content, when you create content, first you need to think in your customer or your final user. You need to provide information that is useful. That is the number one thing. So if you already have an audience, you're gonna create a stronger brand awareness if you create high quality content that is useful. That is so important. And why is an investment? It's an investment because if you start now, you're gonna build a base of knowledge that is gonna organically drag search results, and you're gonna increase your website traffic if that is the way in how you sell your products. And for companies that don't work on the online space, I think it's something that you need to be able to compete nowadays, because users and consumers, they research everything online. So imagine yourself when you want to buy a new product, or when you want to go to a new place, you do a little research, and your content has to be there.
So, Rafael, what kind of value have you seen through the collaboration with CommCoach? I'm curious. And also, what kind of hopes or ambitions do you have for that content or copywriting relationship?
Look,
be nice.
CommCoach has helped us a lot, especially focusing in the corporate customer segment, because we need to reshape our B2C message to B2B customers. So maybe it sounds a bit weird having two different like styles of communication, but you need that for different customer segments. That's another thing that is very important in copywriting. You need to adjust the content in order to fit the audience. And probably you and your help with CommCoach has helped us to nail that content in the ears of the right customer, especially when we are talking about like corporate clients.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rafael. Well, we have our work cut out. There's one certainty advancing towards 2022, and that is that things will continue to change. Obstacles will continue to be put in our way, but fingers crossed, if we work hard and stay focused, we'll achieve our goals.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Antoine.